Germany says it's suspending military shipments to Israel amid growing international condemnation about Israel's plan to expand the war in Gaza. The Israeli Security Cabinet has backed Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to take control of Gaza City, having already said he wants to see Israel in control of the entire enclave.
Remnants from a different life among the rubble of the latest Israeli airstrike in Gaza City. This place at the centre of Israel's latest military expansion, as Israel's Security Cabinet approved a plan to take full control of Gaza's largest city. There is nothing left that has not been wiped out, says Nafez Ajur, who used to live in this building, as he asks why Israel now wants a ground invasion. It is a question being asked by many others, as Benjamin Netanyahu says he wants Israel to take military control of the entire Gaza Strip, with both former and serving Israeli officers disagreeing on the proposal.
There is no one that has any military understanding. Any military understanding. They understand nothing what they're talking about. They have their ideas and that's it. And I am sure that reconquering Gaza is a mistake.
Plans to expand the war have sparked international concern, the EU among those condemning the development, with Germany announcing it will not approve any exports of military equipment to Israel that could be used in Gaza until further notice. As the UN warned, the plan would mean more unbearable suffering for those caught up in this almost two-year-old conflict.
Any decision to expand Israel's military operations in Gaza are deeply alarming. And obviously, it is clear that this would risk catastrophic consequences for millions of Palestinians and could further endanger the lives of the remaining hostages in Gaza.
That concern is paramount for demonstrators in Israel, outraged at the plan.
We are here demanding the end of the war, the immediate return of the hostages, end to the atrocities in Gaza. The only person that benefits from this war is Benjamin Netanyahu, that's trying to avoid jail.
We want to stop the war. We want to bring the hostages home, and we want to stop the suffering of the Gazan people. All we want is to end the war and peace.
That a prospect which remains distant. Fiona Mitchell, RTE News.
Well, our global security reporter Yvonne Murray joins us now from New York. And Yvonne, there's been plenty of international reaction, that significant move from Germany. But really, from Israel's point of view, it's the reaction of the United States that really matters now.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Vivian. I mean, first of all, this is a hugely significant development with Germany's announcement to stop military sales to Israel. I mean, Germany is the biggest supporter, the staunchest supporter over the decades of Israel, not least because of its own history, of course, but also the second largest supplier of arms to Israel. But that, of course, is dwarfed, as you mentioned, by the supply that comes from the United States, supplying over 70% of all arms to Israel. So the real question, of course, is what Donald Trump makes of all of this. And when he was asked about the plan a couple of days ago, he said that it was pretty much up to Israel. Today, we heard from Vice President J.D. Vance following a meeting in the UK, and he indicated that while there's some disagreement with the Israeli cabinet, that they maintained shared objectives. So we do know, though, that there has been significant tension between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu throughout this war, and that has, according to press reports here, has really ratcheted up in recent days. For the moment, though, he has not expressed any opposition. There's political risk involved, though, for Donald Trump. He knows that opposition to the war is rising here in the United States. Opinion polls show that, and there's opposition rising in his own Republican Party, especially on the MAGA wing of it. So Donald Trump has been known to change his mind on the Middle East, on Israel in particular. That still could happen, but for the moment, he has not come out in opposition to Netanyahu's plan.
Yvonne Murray, thank you. The Taoiseach says the government will continue to try to advance the Occupied Territories Bill after a number of Republican members of the US Congress raised concerns about Ireland's possible implementation of the bill, suggesting that it could amount to an unsanctioned boycott of Israel and have legal implications for US companies doing business in Ireland.
Independent Senator Francis Black first published a bill in 2018 seeking to criminalise trade with Israeli settlements, which are deemed illegal under international law. The bill has taken on increasing significance in the almost 2 years since Israel launched its invasion of Gaza, following the October 7th attacks by Hamas. The bill is making its way through the Oireachtas, but a group of US Congress members has written to the US Secretary of the Treasury asking Scott Bessent to consider adding Ireland to a list of countries which boycott Israel if the Occupied Territories Bill is passed. The letter says that if Ireland was added to the list of countries that boycott Israel, it could have potential tax implications and possible penalties for US firms engaged in business here. But the Taoiseach seemed unperturbed by the letter.
It's not a surprise that some seek to distort or misrepresent our proposed actions. And remember, Ireland isn't alone in relation to this. This week we also saw Slovenia take action in relation to trade from the occupied territories. I expect Belgium are likely to do the same, and we intend to advance with our legislation.
While the opposition called for leadership.
We need to be very cognizant of the backdrop against which all of these events are unfolding. There is a genocide underway in Gaza at the moment, and that genocide happens because Israel simply does not feel any consequences. We are not alone in the international community, but we should be leaders in the international community.
The bill is expected to progress through the Dáil when it resumes next month. Juliette Gash, RTE News.